Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Weekly English Idioms with me, Teacher Tiffany. Now we're going to jump right into our idioms for this week. Remember, as always, we have 3 English idioms. So let's jump right in. Here we go. The first English idiom we're going to look at is level-headed. One more time. Level-headed, and this means to be calm and sensible, okay? So let's look at the first example sentence. Here we go. Sandra is a very level-headed, intelligent 16-year-old. So the easiest way to understand this, remember the word level-headed means to be calm and sensible. Usually when individuals are in their teenage years, between 13 and let's say 17 or 18, including 19 as well, usually young people at that age kind of live freely, or they have a lot of passion, or maybe they play a lot, or they're usually not very calm. They have lots of energy. Now, again, that depends on the person's personality. But in general, when we think about teenagers, we think of individuals who are very lively and full of life. Well, this example sentence said that Sandra is very level-headed and intelligent, and that she's 16 years old. So she is very calm, okay? All right, now let's go to our next example sentence. Here we go. He's a very level-headed person. So you guys are noticing it's very easy to use this idiom, okay? And finally, they appreciated the advice from someone who was so level-headed. All right, so again, they appreciated the advice of someone who was very calm and sensible. Now, real quick, the word sensible just refers to someone who thinks very logical and doesn't base their decisions on their emotions. So they're very sensible, okay? Very sensible, all right? So let's move on to our second English idiom. The next one is lily-livered. Again, lily-livered, and this means to be weak and cowardly. Now, this may be an idiom you guys just have to kind of accept and roll with, or just use it and try to understand it as the meaning says. I know sometimes when you're learning idioms, you want to know, where did this idiom come from, or how can I remember it? But this is a very unique English idiom. So lily-livered, just remember it's used when someone is very cowardly or weak. Okay, they have no backbone. They're not strong. They just kind of go with whatever anyone else says, okay? All right, so let's look at some examples. Here we go. He hates lily-livered politicians and permissive judges, okay? Next, his friends mocked him for being such a lily-livered man. And finally, they are being lily-livered when it comes to the safety of their neighborhood, okay? All right, so guys, again, it's speaking about someone or a group of people who are cowardly or weak. They don't stand strong, or they don't stand firm for their beliefs on a certain topic, okay? All right, now, moving on to our next English idiom. Next, we have lost his, her, their, or my head. Now, this just means to behave irrationally or to lose one's self-control, especially in a distressing situation or as a result of falling in love. So basically, you lose your head when you are not able to think clearly. You can't focus, you can't control your emotions, you lose your head. Now, let me show you some examples that will help you guys understand this a little bit more, okay? All right, so number 1, here we go. She did not lose her head when faced with the scary situation. Now, guys, this is a perfect example. I want you to think about a situation where there is something scary, okay? For example, sharks. Let's say you're in the ocean and you're just swimming, right? And then suddenly, you see a fin next to you, and you know it's a shark. That's a scary situation. Normally, you don't stay calm. Usually, you lose your head. Why? You lose self-control, you're nervous, you're scared because this animal, this big fish, could possibly kill you. All right? Okay, so next example, here we go. I lost my head when I heard the news. Okay, again, lost his or her self-control. And finally, He suddenly lost his head during the meeting and started to scream. So guys, think about a situation. If you're in a meeting at your job, usually everyone is calm. Maybe you can get in a little bit of a disagreement related to a project, but people don't normally scream in a meeting, in a professional environment. But this individual lost his head. He lost self-control and started to scream. You got it? Okay. All right, guys, we learned 3 new English idioms. Remember, as always, I want you to make your own sentences using each of the idioms we learned and put your sentences in the comment section. And I'll talk to you in our next episode.